Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Beer Geek Nation. I'm your host, Chris. Thank you so much for joining me once again for another beer review. And today, guys, we are looking at another release from Founders. This one was released maybe about 2-3 months ago. This is part of their Backstage series, which also includes CBS and Bitter Monk. This is their Curmudgeon's Better Half, 11.9% alcohol by volume. It's basically an old ale. It's their old Curmudgeon, which you can buy in 4-packs, and it's brewed with molasses and then aged in molasses bourbon barrels. So if that isn't a combination for a winning beer, I don't know what is. Old Curmudgeon is one of my favorite old ales, one of my favorite beers actually. It's just a big, malty, intense beer. So I'm really looking forward to what the molasses and the bourbon barrels are going to do for this one. So without further ado, let me get into a glass so you guys know how it smells, tastes, and give you the verdict on the Founders Curmudgeon's Better Half. All right, guys, so the appearance on the Curmudgeon's Better Half, it's a beautiful blood red, super dark orange. There's actually a lot of carbonation coming off the bottom of the glass. Really, really clear, which is actually kind of surprising. There was a 2 fingers, it's an off-white, slightly yellow head on there, dissipating pretty quickly, but at 12% barrel aged, I would expect that. The head that was there was kind of a rocky, foamy head. Definitely getting some lacing, decent amount of alcohol legs on there. Yeah, it just looks like a really nice beer. All right, the aroma on the Curmudgeon's Better Half. That sounds wrong. Oh, wow. A lot of bourbon qualities in this one. Big vanilla. I'm getting a slight oakiness in there. Definitely getting a lot of the sweetness from the molasses. Playing off a nice kind of really dark, malty, almost like a dark fruit character in there, playing with the molasses sweetness. Definitely getting some of the burn from the alcohol. Again, it smells more like a bourbon-y, vanilla-y type of alcohol essence coming off of it. Wow, it's an intense, intense smelling beer. All right, guys, so the taste on Curmudgeon's Better Half. Cheers. There is a lot of bourbon character in this one. Right at the front of the tongue, you're hit almost immediately with an overwhelming sense of just a big vanilla character, a big kind of woody, kind of boozy character right at the front of the tongue. Middle of the mouth, that flavor really starts to carry in there as well, except you get hit more of the molasses sweetness, a sugary, syrupy type of sweetness, blending with a really, really big kind of, it's a slight fruity, dark fruit, kind of malt sweetness in there, blending with that molasses, blending with that vanilla to do a really, it's a huge, huge tasting beer. Aftertaste on this one, it's pretty sweet. I'm getting more of the vanilla, more of the bourbon character in there. Definitely getting more of the sweetness from the molasses itself. It's kind of an earthy, syrupy, pardon the expression, sweetness. You definitely feel the 11, almost 12%, but I would expect that it burns, it kind of tingles the tongue a little bit. The back of the throat, chest, getting a warming feeling. It does help to clean the palate though. After a few seconds, your palate's pretty much ready for the next sip to get all those great flavors out of it again. I will say, I think this one takes the bourbon barrel up even more so than KBS or CBS did. It's a really, really interesting beer and a really bourbon forward, just awesome malty beer. Great stuff. All right, guys, so the final verdict on the Founders Curmudgeon's Better Half, 11.9%. Not going to be available. You're going to have to trade for this one, buy it off eBay if that's your thing. I'm going to give this one an A+, guys. For me, Old Curmudgeon is one of my favorite beers, let alone one of my favorite old ales. And then to brew it with molasses and add it into that bourbon barrel, it just notches it up, exponentially. You just massive amounts of bourbon, vanilla, oakiness in here, molasses qualities, syrupy. You'd almost think it'd be too sweet, but that vanilla and that bourbon character really helped to kind of dial that back. I actually think the barrel aging is better on this than it is on CBS, and I might catch some crap for that, but considering they're aged in similar barrels, I think this one has a lot more of that molasses character, a lot more of that vanilla and that bourbon-y character that came out of the barrels itself, where I think with CBS, it gets hidden by some of those chocolate and coffee characters that kind of mask some of the other flavors. So with that said, great beer, trade for it. Awesome, awesome stuff. If you haven't had Old Curmudgeon, check my review out for that one and get yourself a bottle of that. It's a similar beer, just this one just notches it up big time. So with that said, getting an A+ from me, and remember folks, life is too short. Drink amazing beers. Cheers.